Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abhay and we are covering the GraphQL API series, and this is just part 5. In the last videos we saw what is GraphQL API and how we can create the GraphQL API from the scratch, how we can create the query and the mutation. Then in the last video we saw how we can connect the React.js application with our GraphQL API. So all these we have covered in the last few videos. So in this video we are going to see how we can connect the Cosmos DB with our GraphQL API. It's not just GraphQL API, we are going to see how we can connect the Cosmos DB with the .NET application. Okay. So here API can be anything. It can be a GraphQL API or REST API. Okay, but the Cosmos DB connection is kind of similar in both the APIs. Okay, but here we have the GraphQL API demo, so we are going to see with the GraphQL API and how it is collecting the data or fetching the data from the Cosmos DB. Okay, we will see that part today. So in this video we are going to create the Cosmos DB from scratch. Okay, we are going to create on the Azure portal, then we will connect that with our local GraphQL API. Okay, so that's the agenda for this video. If you are new to my channel, then please subscribe my channel. I'm hoping at least 1,000 subscriber this year. And if you like my content, then please like the video, and if you have any doubt, then you can put the comments on my video or any feedback. Okay, so yeah, let's start, and let's first create the Cosmos DB on the Azure portal. Okay, so this is the Azure portal. If you are coming here first time, then I recommend you to watch one of my video where I explain how you can create the free account on the Azure portal. Okay, so you can check out that video. But yeah, again, if you come to this portal and if you want to create the Cosmos DB from the scratch, so what you can do, you can search here with the Cosmos, or if you search with Cosmos, what it will do, it will show you that Azure Cosmos DB. So what you can do, you can select that part. Okay, and you have that create option, so you can just click on create. We are creating the Cosmos DB, okay, from the scratch. So here we are going to store our data. Okay, what kind of a data? We are going to store this user data, as well as we will store the order data. Okay, we have an order data. Okay, this is just we write it here in our uh, in the local, right? But we are, what we are doing, we will move this data to the Cosmos DB, and we will read from there. Okay, not from directly hard coding value. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. So this is we are going in format of JSON. Okay, so JSON is nothing but a NoSQL. Okay, so generally when you create the Azure Cosmos DB, you will see those two options. Maybe sometimes you will see a lot of option if you go in the other APIs. Okay, but that is not required for now. Okay, if you come to this, you will see this option. Okay, Azure Cosmos DB for NoSQL. This is sufficient when you are having the data in format of JSON. Let me click on create. Okay, if you click on this, it will ask you for what kind of a workload type you are creating this. So you can select anything for now. Let's select the learning, but if you have any testing environment there, so you can select this one. And if you have the actual website or actual application, then you can select the production. Okay, and by default it is selecting the subscription, because I only have the one subscription. It is asking for the resource group, and resource group I already have GraphQL test, so I am selecting this one. And it is asking for the enter account name. Okay, so this is more like your GraphQL URL. Okay, so you what you can put, I have already the URL with me, so let me put this. Okay, I'm just putting it. Okay, you can put as per your understanding. Okay, but this is unique. Okay, you can, if you only put this part, okay, it will show you the error this is name is not available, because this is maybe used by someone else. Okay, so you need to put some unique name. Okay, here. And by default let it be there, whatever the options is there, it is disabled availability zone and the location. Okay, if you enable it, then maybe you will change more locations. Okay, Then you will see capacity mode. It is showing two options, provision throughout and the serverless. I am thinking to take the serverless because it will not consume the data, a lot of data, okay? Because if you see, like, it is request unit per second, okay, are pre-configured and built hourly. Okay, often integrate so this is more powerful, okay, but we are just testing it, so let's select serverless, okay, this time. But yeah, cost may vary when we are selecting this now. So just remember, like, do more research on these two if you are uh, actually planning to create the Cosmos DB for your future references and for the actual application. If you are using this, then please go ahead and do some more research on these two, okay. But if you are just learning it, then go for the serverless, okay. And later, like, when we test this scenario, like, we are going to delete this Cosmos DB, okay. Otherwise, like, it might be possible that it will consume some cost, okay, for you. So let it be there, all the options, okay. And in the network tab, it will be all network because we are going to fetch from my local, okay. So this is kind of a all network. Otherwise, like, I have to put some IP addresses and all, but let it be there. Then let it be there as well. And security and everything, I'm just seeing it, okay. And this is key based authentication, let it be enabled, okay, because we are going to enable it using the key, okay. We not by some managed identity or something. We are directly going to access this using the key. But generally, like, for the security purposes, when you are using the actual application, for security purposes, like, you generally, like, you disabled it, okay, because you don't want someone to access using the key, because can be compromised, okay. But in this case, it is okay. Let me do review and create. So first, like, it will review all the things here. Like, you can also see all the options, okay, before creating it. So let me create it. It will take around 1 or 2 minutes, I think. Meanwhile, let me explain you some scenario, then we will go with that, okay. I added some extra files here, okay. Also, what you need to do, first, when you came to this, what you need to do, you need to install some of the NuGet packages, okay. You can go in the tools, in the tools you will see this option, NuGet package manager, and you can select this one, okay, manage NuGet package for the solution. There, what you can do, you can search with the Azure dot Cosmos DB, okay. Because when we are supposed to connect with the Cosmos DB, we have already NuGet packages that already contain the methods and all, okay. We don't have to write everything, we just need to uh, make the connection, and once the connection is established, we just need to call the method to access the data, okay. So let's select this project because we have this project, and here, like, we want to install this package. For safer side, let's install this 3.47.0, okay, because the latest version, maybe it is possible that it will not support in the .NET 10, okay, because I already tried it. It was not working in the .NET 10, okay. But it in the older version of the .NET, like .NET 8 or .NET 6, it might be possible that it will work, okay. But in this case, just for a safer side, you can install this one, okay, 3.47.0. Then click on install. It will ask something, okay, then it will show finished. Let it refresh, okay. The other package is this newton.json, okay. It might be possible that in your system, it might be possible that it will not require based on .NET version, okay. In some of the .NET version, it might be possible that it is not required, because this I installed actually, like, because after installing the this one, I was getting some error, okay. Even this time I am seeing some warning. Let me do one thing, let me build it, okay. Hmm. If you see, we already having some kind of a error with the new newtons of .json, okay. And it might be possible at the solution level you will also see that, but just for the safer side, what you can do, you can come again to this, and here, like, you can search with the newton soft.json, okay. This is the one, and what we can do, we can install the 13.0.4. I think that's the latest one. Okay, this is already the latest one. Let's install this as well. Okay, it is showing already installed. Let me do a rebuild solution. Rebuild all succeeded. Okay, let's see whether our Cosmos DB is created or not. Okay, it is created. So if you go to resource, if you click on go to resource, it will open this. Okay, so this is your Cosmos DB account. Okay, and if you see that this is the URL. Okay, this is the URL, and then what you need to do, you need to go in the data explorer. Okay, there like you need to first create the database, and you need to create the container. Okay, in the SQLDB, like it is kind of a little similar. Okay, because in the SQLDB first you need to create the server, then inside the server you need to create the database, and inside the database you creates the tables, right? So that's the same kind of a scenario structure. Okay, so this is more like a server, you can imagine. Okay, this is account is nothing but a server. Then here like you can add the database. Okay, first let's add the database, or it is directly, I think we can also create the container. Let's see. Okay, when we are creating the container, it is asking for the database ID. Okay, so it's either way. Okay, we can first create the database, then in the end like you have to create the container, or you can directly create the container. At that time like it will ask you for the create the database. Okay, so what database is, can be anything. Okay, it's just asking for the name. So let me put the my database. Okay, you can put as per your understanding. Okay, like whatever you want to add. Then we have the container, and let's add the container here, container name. Okay, and it is also asking for the partition key. So partition key is more like a your unique, not the unique key. It's more like a that field which is majorly like you filter out the data based on that a particular thing. Okay, so for now like you can keep that as a type. Okay, because what we are doing, like we are storing that user data and order data in both in the same container. Okay, you can create the multiple container for every type. Okay, but here we are only creating the one container, and there I am thinking to add the type as a partition key. Okay, so what will happen, like if it is a type of user, okay, we will put the value as a user, and if it is a order, then we will put type is equals to order. Okay, so this is more like a like how to differentiate between the data. Okay, like what column you can add. Okay, like suppose if you have ID, if you have name, email, status, so anything you can make as a partition key. Okay, it is supposed to be one of your field. Okay, not something random. It is not something randomly. Okay, this is supposed to be one of these. Okay, when we are going to insert the data, we have that type. Okay, type is equals to user. This data I am going to insert in the Cosmos DB. Okay, so that's why like type is already there. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, because type is not there. Okay, so you might confuse like why we are adding the type in the partition key. Okay, but this is the main data is this. Okay, we are going to insert, it is containing the type as a user. Okay, so this is the user data, so let it be there. Okay, type, and what we can do, it is also asking for the unique key. Okay, so we can add that. Okay, in our case it might be possible that user id can be unique. Okay, but this is the mandatory, not the sorry, not mandatory, it is a optional feature. Okay, let skip this, that unique key option. Okay, and let's create okay, so what it will do, it will create the database, and inside the database it will create the container. Let's wait for this, it will take around some second, I believe. Must contain only valid character and do not trailing. Okay, maybe there is some issue with the space or something. What is this? Go ahead. Okay, it is asking for the slash, I believe. Okay, so put slash dot, sorry, slash and your field name. Okay, let's see if it is creating this time. Okay, it is created. The this is my database and this is the container. Okay, in the container, if you see, like if you fetch the data, there is no record right now. Okay, there is no record, it is showing zero. So what I will do, I will upload something. Okay, we can upload the data. Okay, how we can, there is one button. Let me see, where is that? Okay, we have this upload item. Okay, so I already have that JSON. Okay, this is the JSON. Okay, it is just containing that sample data. Okay, user ID, type, name, email, and this ID as well. Okay, so it is containing just that data. So I am uploading that. Okay, manually as well. Like you can add some data if you want. Okay, we have this new item button. Okay, so if you click on that, you can manually add any kind of a JSON. Okay, so 5 records are created. If you see, like John, then we have this the other Jane and everything. And this time, like if you run this query, select star from C. C means container. Okay, so we are fetching everything from the container, and it will show the 5 records. Okay, it is showing all the records here. Okay, so in our Cosmos DB container, we have the data now. Let's fetch this data from our API. And what we need to do first, there is some, we already installed these packages. Okay, then in the program.cs we need to add this file. Actually, like this file, let me explain you that file as well. Okay, otherwise you like you get confused. It is just a normal uh, class. Okay, normal class, and I just name it as a Cosmos DB repository. What we are doing here, like we are just reading these values from the app settings. Okay, what is the Cosmos DB account name, what is the database name, and what is the container, and we will also put the key. Okay, how we can, this is the structure which we need to add in the app settings.json. If you come in the solution explorer, like you will see this app settings.json. Okay, so here you can add the uh, json. Okay, let me remove this key. Okay, this was old key, so that is not the case. Okay, but whenever you are putting any key in your app setting, like we make sure like you don't post anything in the github or something. Okay, because it might create an issue if someone will access that key. Okay, so generally, like to store the key, like we have other options not in the code. Okay, but just for the testing purpose I am storing it. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, this is our account. Okay, and this is our database name, and this is our container name. Okay, so first we need to add in that in the app setting.json. After that, like it will be readable here. Okay, this is the constructor, and we are reading this, and then how we are creating the connection, we are getting like that way. Okay, like get container. So what it will do, like these two lines are important. Okay, like this is initializing the client. Okay, it is initializing the connection between the API and the Cosmos DB. Here, like we need to pass the endpoint, then we need to pass the key, so it will create the client, and using that client we will fetch the container. Okay, so this is the main one. Then we have the this method which is related to get the data of the users. Okay, so we here, like we just started the query. Like so let's start from uh, C, where like we have the type as a user. Okay, if you see in this our data, we have the type as a user. Okay, so we just started that query. Then we will just this is just the method which uh, initialize this query, and then this is the method read next asynchronous. It will actually uh, call that Cosmos DB, and it will fetch the data. Okay, so this is the main method which is reading the data from the Cosmos DB. Okay, so let me rewind it again. This is just to create the client. Okay, using this endpoint and key. Then like this will create the connection. Okay, then this is initializing the container which we created. Okay, my sample container. Okay, then here in this method, what we are doing, we are fetching the user data, and this will just initialize the query. Okay, what query we have. Okay, so this will just turn that C# query to the Cosmos query. Okay, more like that. But this is the main method where it will run this query. Okay, where it will run this query and fetch the data. Okay, so what we can do, we can run this and we will see. Okay, first what I need to do, I need to add the key. Okay, because the key is missing in my application.js. So what I can do, I can click on this and I can search with the keys. So whenever you are doing this operation, we make sure like your key are secure. Okay, like don't share this key with anyone. Okay, I am this recording because I am recording, that's why like I am going to show you and copy it. Okay, but later I will delete this resource so that no one can misuse of my this resource. Okay, so when I click on that uh, I button, I will see my key. Okay, so if I copy it and if I go and paste it in the app setting, okay, here account key, then we are good. Okay, generally like we don't use the key in the main production applications, we use something else. Okay, not the key. Or if we are using, then we do not store in the app setting, we store at the environment variable, or we store like in the pipelines. Okay, not in the pipeline, but yeah, in the library. Okay, there is, we have multiple options to store that. Okay, so let's see if there anything else missed. Okay, no. Okay, so when we come to this user query, okay, this is our endpoint, which when we going to trigger the local host, this is called. So previously, like we were just passing this data. Okay, this is a sample data, but this time what we did, we are calling this method get user asynchronous, and this is just nothing but a, it is fetching the data from the Cosmos DB. Okay, so let me run it and let's see like whether it is following it or not. Okay, I'm putting some debugger point so that it will, we will see the flow. Okay, the local host is running. Let me put GraphQL. Okay, it is doing this, and if we run it, okay, there is some issue. Unresolved GraphQL repository while attempting to activate GraphQL query. Okay, let me see if something is missed. Okay, in the program.cs we didn't add it that. Okay, with that part we missed. Okay, this line we need to add in the program.cs, and this is nothing but our Cosmos DB class which we added here. Okay, name can be anything, like I just created as a Cosmos DB repository. You can keep the name as a Cosmos DB test, or anything can be, it can be anything. Okay, let's try now. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, now this time when we are running it, it is coming to this constructor, and if I do the F10, you will see like it is reading the every values from the app settings. Okay, it is reading everything from the app settings, and here like it is creating the client also. Okay, here it is. Okay, and I am doing continue. Okay, like it is initialize the container and all. Okay, objects are there. Okay, if we continue it, now it is coming to this. Okay, because why it is coming to this, because we executed this. Okay, this method users, so now it is coming to this. And if we go inside this, I am doing F11. Okay, if we are going inside this method, like it will go to this get user asynchronous, and in this method we are writing the query, Cosmos DB query. We are initializing that query. Then here in this line, we are actually fetching the data. Okay, so if I do the F10, it will take around some second to load the data. Okay, okay, now it is coming. Okay, so we are seeing the response. Okay, but directly it might be possible that you will not see. So I am doing F10, and if you hover on this item, you will see the data which is stored in the Cosmos DB. In the result view, it might be possible that you will see some of the data. Yeah, if you see user ID 1 and the type is user John Doe. Okay, and the status is actually all the details we are seeing for the first item. If I continue this, then it is returning back to this. And if I continue this, we will see in the here, we are seeing here. Okay, so this time, like, this data is coming from the Cosmos DB, okay, not from the local. Okay, this is directly coming from the Cosmos DB. Let me remove it. Let me again go to the data explorer. If you see, like, we are getting this one, but let's try something else. Like, we are going in the items, and let's update some value here. Okay, instead of this, let me put something as a Amit. Okay, I update. I'm clicking on update. Okay, so this data is updated, and if we this time, like, if we run the query again. Okay, let me disable all the breakpoints. If we do the continue, it will reflect here. Okay, it is showing Amit. Okay, so this is proven that the data is coming from the Cosmos DB. Okay, so like that way, like, you connect with the Cosmos DB, like, you just need to make the connection. Okay, how you make the connection, like, just you need to provide these details, and these are the already predefined methods which came from the this Microsoft Azure Cosmos. Okay, this we installed as a NuGet package. Okay, so if we install this as a NuGet package, like, we don't have to uh, do any post or get calls separately, like HTTP calls directly. Like, we can use these classes and the methods. Okay, there is no need to make a HTTP calls directly. Like, we can use these methods by this NuGet package. Okay, so this is the overall idea, like, how we can connect with the Cosmos DB. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, if you have any doubt, then you can comment on this video. And thank you guys. We'll see you in the next video.